Hey Jake, can I ask you something a bit personal?
Sure, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Have you ever believed something your whole life and then suddenly realized it wasn't true?
Oh, wow. Yes, that's actually happened to me a few times. Why do you ask?
I've been thinking about all those things people say growing up, the rules of life, and now I'm starting to question them.
That's interesting. What kind of rules?
Like, don't cry, work harder, be strong, don't be too sensitive. They sound normal, right?
Yeah, they do. But now that you say it like that, they also sound a bit heavy.
Exactly. Let me ask you this. Do you think showing emotions makes someone weak?
Honestly, no. I used to think that, but not anymore.
What changed your mind?
I realized that hiding emotions actually takes more energy. It's exhausting to pretend you're okay all the time.
That's so true. Why do you think people say boys don't cry?
I think it comes from old ideas about strength. People thought being strong meant not showing feelings.
But feelings are natural, right?
Of course, everyone feels sadness, fear, stress. Ignoring it doesn't make it disappear.
So what happens when someone keeps hiding their emotions?
They bottle everything up, and after a while, it becomes too much.
Yeah, like pressure building inside.
Exactly. And sometimes it comes out in unhealthy ways anger, stress, or even silence.
Silence can be really dangerous, actually.
Yeah, because people stop sharing what they feel.
Let me ask another question. Do you ever feel guilty when you rest?
Oh, all the time. Even when I take a break, I feel like I should be doing something.
Same here. Why do you think that happens?
I think we've been trained to believe that being busy means being valuable.
That's a powerful idea. So if you're not busy, what do people feel?
They feel lazy or useless, even if they actually need rest.
Do you think rest should be earned?
No, I don't think so anymore. Rest is a basic need, like sleep or food.
But many people treat it like a reward.
Yeah, like I'll rest after I finish everything. But everything never really finishes.
That's the problem, right? There's always more to do.
Exactly. So people keep delaying rest.
Okay, next question. Do you believe hard work always leads to success?
That's a tricky one. I think hard work is important, but it's not the only factor.
What else matters?
Opportunity, timing, support, even luck.
So, why do people say if you work hard, you'll succeed?
I think it's meant to motivate people, but it can also create pressure.
Pressure in what way?
If someone works hard but doesn't succeed, they might blame themselves.
That sounds really unfair.
It is. Life isn't always equal or predictable.
So, what's a healthier way to think about success?
Maybe focus on growth instead of results and understand that not everything is in your control.
Let's talk about happiness. Do you think people often delay it?
Definitely. People say things like, I'll be happy when I get a better job.
Or, I'll be happy when I move to another city?
Yes, exactly. Happiness becomes something in the future.
Why do we do that?
Maybe because we believe life will be perfect later.
But does that later ever come?
Not really, because once you reach one goal, you create another.
So happiness keeps moving further away.
Yes, like a target you can never fully reach.
Do you think people forget to enjoy the present?
All the time. They're so focused on the future that they miss what they already have.
That's kind of sad.
It is, because life is happening now, not later.
Okay, another question. Do you think the safe path is always the best choice?
Not always. Sometimes the safe path is just the expected path.
What do you mean by expected?
The path that makes others comfortable, family, society, everyone.
But what if it doesn't feel right for you?
Then it can feel like you're living someone else's life.
That sounds really uncomfortable.
It is. You look successful on the outside, but inside you feel disconnected
So why do people still choose the safe path?
because they want approval. They want to feel accepted.
Do you think approval is important?
It feels good, but it shouldn't control your life
Why not?
because approval doesn't always bring happiness.
That makes sense. Let's talk about time. Do you think people compare their lives too much?
Yes, especially with social media.
How does that affect people?
They feel like they're behind, like everyone else is doing better.
But is that always true?
No, people only show the best parts of their lives.
So it's not the full picture?
Not at all.
Why do people feel pressure to be on time in life?
Because society creates timelines. Study by this age, marry by that age, succeed by another age.
And if someone doesn't follow that timeline?
They feel like they're failing.
But everyone's journey is different, right?
Exactly. There's no single timeline for life.
Final question. Do you think people delay living their lives?
Yes, a lot of people do.
Why?
Because they believe life will start later, after success, after money, after retirement.
But what's the risk of thinking like that?
You might miss the present completely.
That's scary.
Yeah, you keep waiting, but life is already happening.
So what should people do instead?
Live now, not perfectly, but consciously.
What does that mean?
Feel your emotions, take breaks, enjoy small moments, and don't wait for the perfect time.
I like that. One last thing. What's one lie you've stopped believing?
That I always have to be strong. What about you?
That I have to earn rest.
That's a powerful one.
Yeah, I'm still learning to unlearn it.
Same here.
Maybe that's what life is. Unlearning things that were never true.
And learning how to be yourself again.
Exactly.
One step at a time.